What's up, Lino, bro, and C Felix? I'm just waiting on Skybean here. We delayed it to make it better for us. It was better for me, but looks like he's you know, he's still at it. So yep, 20th anniversary. Is that today? That'd be kind of cool. I don't know, when did it come out? I thought it was like a December title. There he is. Here he is, the man with the plan to, you know, to be on the stream. Nailed it.
Yeah, 2 minutes late, but who's counting?
I was.
I don't have enough faith in you, Josh, to assume that you went to kindergarten and learned how to count.
Hey, 2's my highest, okay? So I'm glad you took that long. Because after that, I would have been like, oh, I don't know, man. Like, he's been gone for a great amount of time. Like, I don't know. It's getting risky, you know? It's like... All right.
That's right.
Anyway.
So what you doing? Because I can't see what's going on the screen right now.
That's the fun. You're never going to know what I'm doing. You're just going to have to guess.
Okay, I assume that you are
Nope.
standing on the precipice of the Great Canyon.
Close.
Trying to shoot hoops or
You're-
something across that chasm.
You're shooting something, alright.
Implications.
But yes, hello everyone. We are back. Sorry about last week. A lot of stuff was going on, but we're all here now. We're all friends again. I'm trying to get the level thingy ready.
So, for those of you who don't know, and I assume most of you do know by now, I'm Skybane, and joining me today is...
Joshua aka Yoshiner, aka the other man with the plan to be on the stream. That's me. Don't forget it.
Yes, indeed. And we are happy to have him on the stream for as much trouble as he's...
What can I say?
But yeah, we are playing Mega Man Maker. Man, I gotta watch it. We really don't want to get sued here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
But we're playing Mega Man Maker today, and I guess what's going on here, Josh?
Well, queue is open, kind of just twiddling our thumbs, waiting for a moment.
Do you have a I can't see the stream right now, but do you have like a notice below the feed saying that, you know, if you want to send something, go ahead?
Yeah, I guess I could put that back on there.
Wrong to never mind, but just an idea for those who show up late and
in the title, send us your levels. 2 exclamation points. That's how you get them.
How many exclamation points?
2. Whatever, that's the highest I can count, so after that, I don't know.
Well, I guess in the meantime, we could just do some random stages or something.
Yes.
Also, it is the of September right now, which means that there's only about a month, just a little under a month, until Mega Man 11 comes out. Yeah.
Over a month.
Excuse me.
Exactly, that's right. Alright, we're just gonna hit a random level. Here we go. And we're playing this level. It's gonna be my new favorite. Not even gonna read any of it. We're just gonna hop right in there. See what it's like. If I die instantly, this level's over. That's the #1 rule. Kirby Planet Robobot patched Plains 1. Okay, I played that game. That game's easy. Look, you even start off as pink because Kirby's pink, and you can even see that the you know, stuff under there. It's pretty cool. You can see how stuff's not touching the ground. That's pretty cool.
Grass?
Yeah.
I feel like that's supposed to be grass, but
Yeah.
it's not. It's
a
a snake. And those aren't trees in the background either. They're giant planetary contraptions.
Ah, planetary contraptions, trees. What's the difference? They're all the same if you ask me.
I'm really deep there.
Why did I have to be snakes? Hey. Look at that. Great. Ah, come on. There we go. No.
Ooh, nice dodge.
I try my best. Ooh, a level up. That's how you dodge that guy like a master, let me tell you.
Well,
Actually,
I guess we
actually
have to quit now because we can't get through there.
Ah, there we go. Okay. Luckily, my quick thinking got me out of there.
Right?
207 a million. Yeah, I'm gonna be getting that game digital. I get like all my games digital now. It's just the way it is. I blame PC gaming.
Yeah, it is a lot more convenient to not have to switch out those carts every time you want to play a game.
Last game I got physical was Xenoblade 2. That was back in December. Why did it have to be a snake? So over on my stream, I've been doing the Mega Man X marathon. I'm almost done with it now. I suffered through X7 again. I was able to beat it in one sitting. That's what I wanted to do. I'm like, I don't want to have to think about how I have to play this game again. I just want to beat it right now. And it'll be done. It wasn't. I mean, it's still awful. But it wasn't as bad this time, mostly because the loading times are a lot shorter. That's a big help. Playing on the X Collection.
I mean, you've been through it once before, so I would assume that you're kind of used to it by now.
That does make it a bit easier, even though it's still not very good. It's not good at all. It's still not a fan of that game.
Some of your thoughts about X6 as well, but would you mind going into detail about those a bit more?
About what? For which game?
Testing.
Okay, yeah. You're kind of cutting in and out a little bit.
You shared with me some of your thoughts about X6,
Right.
but would you mind going into detail about those a bit more?
I sure can, now that I beat the level. That was the only requirement. X6 is pretty bad. It's okay, like it starts off okay. Right? Like going to the normal levels, they're not awful for the most part. Some of them are. Some of them are really, really bad. But overall,
Like
it's
which
just
ones?
like the trash compactor level. It's not hard. It's just tedious. It's just you have to wait, and then you go, and then you wait, and then you go, and then you wait, and then you go, and then you get hit by a nightmare and you have to do the whole thing over again, and then you wait, and then you go, and then you wait, and then you go, and yeah, I don't know. That's just annoying. And this fight isn't really hard either, so it's like whatever.
Next.
One thing I really don't like about X6, which people probably might like about it, I don't know. I feel like there's way too many collectibles. Oh, this is like a choose your weapon thing. Oh, I don't even have a weapon. Oh. Let's see. Which one do I want?
Saying that he misses X6. Do I assume then Should I assume then, Max, that you like that game?
If you like that game, then go get it on the X Collection then.
Yes, because it is on the X Collection now.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that I really, 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 really cannot stand about that game is Hymax and Gate. Those two are like some of the worst like bosses in like any video game. Like I cannot stand them.
I remember Gate being pretty hard, or
yeah,
just
I couldn't beat him. I went to rookie mode. I'm just like, this is no, like I couldn't handle it. I tried. I was on that fight for like half an hour. I could not beat him.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just like, I just wanted to be done with that game. I didn't want to think about it ever again because it was just making me so frustrated. Oh, there's a hole up there. We're gonna go up there. But Hymax, like, being literally invincible is stupid. Any boss that's literally invincible is dumb and stupid, especially for Mega Man, because when you go to a boss, until you run out of lives, you keep fighting that boss. So if you, like, saved a bunch of Reploids and you went back in that room, or if you found an alternative path and you went to the Hymax room and you don't have anything, then you just have to go and keep dying against them. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's the same thing with that trash compactor stage. You might recall there being a really large chasm, like halfway into the stage, after you get past the trash compactors. And you can only get over that chasm with a certain special weapon, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I don't like about X6. It literally creates unwinnable situations. Like as early as what's it called? The Dragonfly stage. You can like be at an area where you literally can't win. Because like if you were like, okay, I'm gonna go here first, and you just place regular X, there's that one jump you can't make because X doesn't have the air dash. And then like if you know you do you're doing the gate level, right? And you brought the shadow armor because you know it's like, hey, I finally got this thing. You know, I worked so hard to get it. You bring it there to make it a little easier, and it's like you beat Hymax with it. It's actually not too bad with that armor because you can keep like almost continuously hitting him. And then it's like right after that thing, you can't even go past. Like you just lose. Because there's that one gap where you need the air dash, and, you know, it can't dash it off. So it's like, I don't know.
He had the right idea, but backfiring his own weapons on him can be a bit problematic with those pits.
Yeah, and I don't know how you're supposed to do that fight as Zero. I gotta go down here.
The game mostly as X, then?
Yeah, I didn't even touch Zero.
Playing as Zero is ridiculous. Man. It's not even just that he's short range. You know, usually with Zero that's not a big problem, because even though he is short range, he has a lot of versatility going for him with that Z-Saber. Main problem with him in X6, though, is that, like, the skills that you get for him, like the special, you know, not weapons, but, well, skills, I guess you would call them in his case. But the special skills you get for him are just nuts, because, like, they require inputs which are just extremely impractical, if you want my opinion. And, that requires your having to, I want to say, it's a crazy input, but it always ends up resulting in you're falling in a pit or something crazy.
Sounds about right. It's just like I don't know, like there's some parts of X6 that I like the turtle boss. I don't know why I like him so much, but I really do. I think he's a fun fight. Yeah, like he's really big. He takes up like most of the screen, but I find it fun. Try to get up.
A lot of other folks point out the music as well. Like the music's pretty good.
Yeah, it's just not too bad. Oops. So I don't know. I mean, like the thing that's frustrating about that game, it's like It's like, you know, they're making Mega Man a 2D. It's like, how do you mess up so bad? But like the X7, it's 3D, so it's like, you know, it's like, it's like unfamiliar territory for them in that game, in that regard. I gotta go and get those things again.
Then you gotta argue. I mean, then you gotta think. Okay, they did it with Legends. They have this other great reference point. So, I mean, I would argue that.
That's probably what frustrates me the most.
Ambient 3D kind of thing.
Yeah, like Legends did it just fine. It's like, why didn't they like look at it for 1 second and be like, oh yeah, maybe we should do some of this? I don't know.
I thought the Legends had become outdated or something.
Well, X7 definitely feels more dated. Like, I can play Mega Man Legends, like, back and forward, boom, like, nothing even happened. But X7's like, nah. Nah. Yeah, it does get both wrong, and it's just, I don't know, it's just so bad. It's definitely not as hard as I remember. I mean, well, I wouldn't even call I wouldn't even call
Oh my god,
I know.
I narrowly escaped death there.
Like, brushed my knuckles against them. I was trying to itch my nose. I wouldn't even say X7's hard, it's just all this artificial difficulty with the really bad, awful everything in that game. Just creating stupid situations. I mean, at least... Come on. At least you can just, I forgot what I was gonna say. Or at least X7 doesn't create any unwinnable situations. It does create unwinnable or unsavable Reploids, that's for sure. Like that Reploids that literally die the second they're on the screen. But
did X7 come out?
2003.
Even more nuts, because at that point, like Legends 2 had come out, which was of course a really big improvement over Legends 1 in the gameplay department. So it's like, man, they had an even better reference point than the first game.
Yeah.
For a 3D title, so God, that's nuts.
Yeah, I know X6 does it too, but it's more annoying in X7 because literally anything can kill them. Like, you only have to worry about Nightmare. So it's like, if you see a Nightmare on screen, and you're like, okay, I gotta, like, you know, watch out for Reploids, or vice versa. If you see a Reploid, you gotta be like, okay, I gotta, you know, watch out for a Nightmare, and, like, whatever, just dash to them. Can you stop? Okay, thank you. But with X7, it's like, well, that guy's probably gonna die. I just feel like you can't do anything. It's just, they just die. It's over. The Nightmare system's not very good either. It's really poorly thought out, and they're just like, let's just make every stage have this annoying thing that can happen. Make 100%ing that game is so annoying. It's like, if you don't go through the Nightmare thing the first time, it's like, well, don't worry. The Nightmare system's got you covered when you go revisit the level to get everything else. Like, it's just annoying. I don't know.
Same thing with the ranking system too, you know, in order to get a really good rank, which I'm not sure if anyone really bothers with that kind of thing, but I do. It's annoying because you have to, like, spend all this time grinding for Nightmares.
Yeah. Like, the best way to do that is, fighting, what's his name? The guy from X5 that does nothing.
Oh.
Oopsie. I don't know why I was thinking that. I'm just kind of just like, I'll just go die and be a dummy. Let's see, if I do it over here. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything over here? Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I do, I do really do like the Sigma fight in X6 though. Just
that is perfect.
It's so, it's just so stupid. I love how he teleports in. He's like a dead body. Just like, that's how I felt. Like he just teleports in defeated. That's how I felt by the end of that game. Just defeated, wanted to be done with it. Not to mention, that Sigma is so easy. Like, The second phase literally drops like health and lives and everything. I'm like, what is this?
It out in mere seconds with the saber.
Yeah, I'm just like, what's going on? It's so dumb. Yeah, I don't know. I do think that one is funny enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's my favorite part of the game right there. And
Yeah.
I don't like very much about X6, but I do love that Sigma fight. You know, it's easy, granted, and I don't like it mainly because of the easiness of it. I like it because that is the only opportunity you'll ever get in your life to just completely wail on Sigma, and it just feels so satisfying to just completely wail on this guy who's been giving you so much trouble throughout all these different games, and just like tear him apart. Oh, and seeing him in that insane state as well, that's also really satisfying.
Yeah, I don't know. I do think that one's... It's just... I don't know. It's just funny. It just made me laugh the first time I saw him just teleport. Just like dead.
It's a great setting.
Oh, especially after he transforms and he has all that crazy text going on. Like, I don't even remember half of it. All that bad English. Like...
And if you were playing as Zero, then you'd get that hilarious line of text where he says Zello.
Zello?
He's just going on like, die, Zero! Just die, Zero!
Yeah, like I said, I will admit that I like that. I thought that part was pretty funny. If not anything else. Oh, I need a third key.
It was a really good, like, buy moment for Sigma, too. You know, like, really good, climax to Sigma's legacy. You know, like here he is the whole time throughout all these games. These insane ends to achieve his ambitions, and then it's like at the end you see where that all has brought him. You know, reaping the unfortunate benefits of his insane conquest.
I also like to think that just is like what's the word I'm looking for? Like an Easter egg, I guess, kind of how rushed that game is. Like he literally just comes in as a dead body, because you know it's like they're like, oh, Sigma didn't have enough time to repair himself or whatever. I guess I can get back up there. Oh, well.
Again at the end of the Oracle games. Oh yeah, that's a good comparison.
Guess I'm here. I missed one key somewhere. Oh, there he goes.
Music here.
He's crying? What the?
Ah. Oh.
Okay.
Man, that
Guess I killed him with that. That was a bit anticlimactic, but okay. I don't think he meant that to happen, but... Well, there you go, buddy.
almost exactly how Sigma died, isn't it?
Yeah. There you go. Oh boy, it's got -4. But yeah, Mega Man X6 is a game I never really ever want to play again. X7, also that, but I don't know. What's up, Gillian?
Hey,
Twitch. You want to get up on in here? Have a party?
If you want to join our chat, feel free.
Oh, now I know why this level got downvoted. There's no slide. This is not a Mega Man game anymore.
When it comes to his senses.
It becomes one with Twitch chat. Yep. He finally did it.
We're just overloaded. Well, I mean, you've been making some pretty awesome videos as of late, Helium, so... I would assume they're... I mean, I'm glad they're at least up to par enough to provide us with some constant entertainment and enlightenment regarding Mega Man lore. Come up and join us in the voice chat here, feel free. Just add you right now in case you just want to hop in.
Yeah, won't force you this one time, but if you want to.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Ah! Christmas in July. Don't do that. Alright, don't do that either. Where is it again? Send him the invite. Oh. I almost had it. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Hello.
Ah, you killed me.
How's it going?
Oh, it's not bad.
Nice. We're just talking about Josh's experiences with the X Legacy Collection, and particularly X6 and X7.
Oh, those are excellent games by any standard.
They're pretty top tier, I'd have to say.
I was watching that video you made from one of your live streams on X6, and that was hilarious.
Oh my god, you don't even know. I wish you guys could have seen the other half. I'm really disappointed that when I went to go save it, all it saved was the audio. I don't know why that happened. But that was really disappointing because I was like, man, there were some pretty gold moments there. But you know, I mean, stuff happens. What can you do? It would have just been me getting more angry. Like, it's just because, like, playing X6 like gives me some serious anxiety. It's like ridiculous.
Me too.
It's really unbalanced. Like, I've actually read an article someone sent me about stuff in X6 that literally makes the game unbeatable.
Yeah.
Like crazy things, like if you have the wrong items equipped, like you just can't beat a stage, like, and you're just supposed to deal with it.
Right.
Hey, all of that, and you didn't even get a boss?
I know. What the heck?
I mean,
It's supposed to be Wily Stage 1. I've been ripped off. I'm calling.
I was waiting for a boss to show up.
Hello, police.
I mean, anything would have been like, you know. No, I got some stages for you guys if you want to give them a shot. I don't know how good they might be.
Only
I haven't played them in a
super
while.
Easy like this.
That would be nice. Yeah, hold on,
Super
Josh.
easy.
No, this one's super easy.
No, let them go do that first. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it's super easy. I gotta get this one.
Okay.
It's taunting
This is
me.
gonna be one of those don't move stages.
Yeah, here we go. Not moving. Perfect. Got him
Oh,
already.
maybe you gotta move.
Just a little bit. Let's see. Oh, this is gonna be it. Oh, and done. Time. Got him.
Oh man, I think that's a world record.
Woo! Well, I was
Let's see.
Here, you know what
I'm gonna just copy paste my description from my server, and you guys see which one you want to do. I'm not claiming to be like a master editor. A lot of these are just me kind of just experimenting with what I can do with it. These are also built on an older version of Mega Maker, so I have a lot more options than I did when I made these stages. So I'd like to either revisit them or remake some of them. I don't know. You guys pick whatever one you think jumps out to you. If you want to play one of mine, I'm not being presumptuous.
You're being a little presumptuous.
No one's sending us. No one else is kind of helping us out there. So.
Oh
Now
well,
we
okay
go.
then.
Oh, oops. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Trying to get this to work here.
Well, guys, thanks for joining us for the stream. No, I'm kidding.
Nah,
kidding.
the stream's not down. It's just down for you guys.
No, I know. I saw it happen. It was just funny.
Are any of these gonna work with these links? Let's see. How about this one? Oh, that one killed me.
If you click on the link, does it not load it?
It's not loading it for me.
No. Can you look for a stage? You might be able to find me and play my stages if you look for stages based on a user. Because they still work last time I played.
Yes. Hold on.
I'm so sorry. I broke everything. This is my plan all along. I was actually Dr. Wily in disguise. I was hoping that you would click on my links and it would ruin everything.
I knew it was you, Dr. Huawei.
Yeah! Now the world is mine!
Oh boy, you looking forward for Mega Man 11?
I am. I am itching to find out what they're going to reveal in Mega Man 11. I am super, super curious.
So the lore is your main interest in it then.
Yes, I love games to begin with, but yeah, the lore is super important to me because I'm like, what else are we gonna learn? You know? Okay, so just to preface this stage, it's a shoot 'em up stage. You only have Rush Jet. The only problem with it is that, unfortunately, this version of Rush Jet doesn't let you move around the screen, so you gotta be real careful about where you are, because you're always going to be in the middle. I don't know if you've ever played Gradius before, but this is basically modeled after the first stage of Gradius 3.
It's that Tiki game, right?
Yeah, it's got the little Easter Island heads. And also, this isn't like a criticism of your playing. I just want you to know I did test this, and you can kill every enemy that shows up on the screen. If you're fast enough. But you kind of have to know where they're coming from to really do it. But it is possible.
I don't play score-based games.
Well, I mean...
Yeah, I can see that.
It's just mostly for bragging rights.
I'll brag.
Hey, well, Josh, now you just passed up an opportunity to put something very wonderful on your resume.
I got it.
You did it.
By the way.
And done.
Oh, goodbye. The first time I've ever... Wait, aren't you supposed to have your controls freeze at this point?
Nope. Not anymore.
Did they change that?
I'm walking on sunshine right now, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Woo!
You're walking on sunshine. Oh, good luck getting past those spikes, though.
You mean like this?
Oh, there you go. Well,
See,
now you're just using it.
My
Now you're showing off.
Nah, got it.
I thought when you grab the victory orb, it's supposed to, like, stop your movement. I didn't know you could still walk around. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah. Now I can't walk around.
Oh, no, it didn't do it? What the heck? What was that? I never saw that happen before.
That's me, alright. I'm always glitching stuff. I can't help myself.
You guys watching this, Mega Maker devs?
Yep. Yeah, get on this. Come on.
Where's the update to this?
Okay. I'm calling him. I'm gonna call him right now. I got him on speed dial. Let's see here. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, gamer guys, come on. What's wrong with this? Come on. Fix this right now.
Get on it right now, I demand it.
Get on it right now. Like, come on.
I think, I don't remember what stage this one's based off of. I know I based them all off of Gradius stages, I just wish I could remember which ones. I know the first one's definitely the first stage of Gradius 3. Oh, I think this one might be the Easter Island head guys? I don't remember. Oh no, this is the forest from Gradius 3.
Uh-oh.
You just broke the immersion.
Oh, hold on,
that's
hold
it.
on. There. We got him back. We got him back.
Okay, we're back on track. Everything's
We're
fine.
good. We're good. We're good.
He had an extra life. It's all good.
Yeah.
Did the Konami code and got back on track.
Yep. I went up, down, 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 up, right.
Yes, I remember the Konami code being precisely that repetitive.
I did the long version of it just for fun.
Thank you. The long version.
Yeah. It gives you even more lives sometimes.
Even more. Gives you the most lives, actually.
Gives you more past infinity. I messed up.
Oh.
Kablooey!
Well, there, I got 3 checkpoints now, I'm good. If I do like that. Oh, oops, that didn't count.
You broke the immersion again!
Ah, gee, I can't help it.
Mega Man might be a super fighting robot, but he's not an excellent, like, ship pilot.
Exactly. Especially the way I play it. There we go. Just burst it through that rocket ship. Easy.
Just like in the game.
See if I can do this again. Oh,
Yeah, that's
that's
based
how
on
you
the,
do it.
What do you do?
You collect it while you're on the rush jet and it lets you move.
Oh, alright. Well, that's a legitimate new discovery that we just made.
Alright, well, get on it. I figured it out. Tell them, look.
I wonder if you could potentially make a stage where, like, you could put that thing in the middle, and, like, if you were on Rush Jet, you can just continue the stage until you find another one of those capsules.
Let's do this one first. And then we'll see.
Oh, this one is the, this one's based on the Easter Island heads. For sure.
Show.
This one's probably the hardest one, which is also probably why I stopped making them after this point, because I was like, I don't think I can realistically ramp up the difficulty any further without it becoming impossible.
What?
Oh dear.
I don't think you can squeeze into that top row, because,
Can do.
you might be able to, I'm not sure. I know that if it was like one more block tall, you'd be able to fit.
Can do. Look, see, I can be all the way up here.
Oh, maybe.
Ow. There, watch, check this out. Boom. Easy. See, this is how you make it harder. Make
Oh,
it so I
man.
can't do this.
Well,
You're gonna go the whole way like this,
Alright.
aren't you?
Ah.
so I don't remember this being possible when I play tested it.
Oh, look at that. Boom. Perfect. Perfect, baby.
Yeah, I don't remember that being possible when I play tested, but I'll just take your word for it. I'll have to keep this in mind.
What?
Okay. That's what happens when you cheat.
I was gonna say, that's what
Very
why I need to be a
unsportsmanlike.
QA tester. Clearly, I'd be a master at it. Nope.
Those ladybugs are very persistent.
They sure are.
Those
wish
are
there was
those
a way-
are the enemy I hate the most in Mega Man
Oh my
4.
I got him.
You killed them with the screen.
Yep. That's what I do.
Yeah, I remember when I did this, Mega Man's head would hit the top and not move, so you couldn't go off screen with him, and you would get hit by the turrets there.
Oh my god.
Wow, by like the skinnier teeth.
Uh-huh.
Or I guess Rush's teeth, since he's down there.
Yeah, I gave Rush that skin transplant, so...
Whoa! Nice save.
There we go.
Wow, that was some nice mashing.
Oh, Mashin's my middle name.
Is it?
Yep.
It's starting to sound a little bit like Turbo Fire, but I'm not Ocelot, so I couldn't tell you.
I do it all by myself.
You do all your own stunts?
Yeah. Like that one. There, easy. I only died maybe one time. I don't even remember. That's just how good I am. Let's see. Oh, hold on. I do want to try that thing really quick. Let's see. Build new level. I'm gonna make this level fantastic.
Nice.
Alright, put all these
Wow,
right
you're
here.
so fast. That's amazing.
Perfect. There. This level's been play tested by experts. You know, Springman's in there.
I can tell.
Let's see.
Only the most top quality of level editing goes into the stream.
Okay, so you can have more than one. Okay. So let's see. Let's have. This is how you make the tiles perfect. They do it just like that.
If I revive the Mega Man 11,
Hmm.
yeah, okay, so I'm interested to see what's going to happen with this. I mean, last we heard was, you know, we got that, you know, the virus, like in Mega Man 10.
Yeah, I thought that was actually really interesting, because I'm not gonna lie, my faith in Capcom was pretty low when Mega Man 10 was coming out, and I couldn't tell if they were going to tie it into, Mega Man X, or if they were going to just, like, rehash an old plot point, just to be like, oh, haha, cutesy computer virus. But it seems as though it did tie into Mega Man X a little bit, if I remember certain sources I read, so that's really cool that that was like an intentional choice on their part.
And in that perspective, it was a really good send-off for the classic series.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, I am glad that there's, like, you know, another game. But I guess it did kind of make, like, on one hand, I wish that story was used in a game that wasn't 8-bit, because I really wanted there to be, I don't know. I really wanted there to be more, I guess, like a much more impressive kind of ending. I don't know. I think Mega Man 11 is kind of the game I wanted 10 to be.
Yeah,
Alright, so
I
this
think,
stage...
you know, I've heard a lot of people say that over the years.
Yeah. So this stage is basically me again just kind of experimenting. I was like, hey, the reflector is cool. Let's see what we could do with this.
Oh, I love this weapon.
Yeah, the reflector's a lot of fun.
Nice.
I didn't realize that it lets you hover too.
Yeah, if you tap it really fast.
Yeah, just like in Smash. I didn't realize that was like a thing that it actually allowed you to do. That's really cool. That could actually make for some really interesting platforming.
Yeah, somebody
Might
can
be
mash
prohibitive
fast
to
enough.
people who can't mash, though.
Well, then they need to get good.
Just get good.
Yep. Get good or get busy trying.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
This isn't as simple as it initially might seem, because sometimes getting the timing down is really difficult. You're just constantly under fire from those big axes. I remember playtesting this and, like, sometimes the rhythm would be fine, and other times it would just be a torrential downpour of pickaxes, and you could just never get out from under there, because at some point they, you don't reflect them in such a way that it hits them anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to move. Alright, this should be good. Alright, come on, buddy. There you go.
Here we go.
Oh, I moved that. Oh, oops. What?
Oh boy.
Nice.
Too easy for me. There. Just shoving it through him.
It's interesting to see someone else take on the stage in a way that like I might not have been thinking. I mean, obviously you're doing like primarily what you're supposed to, but it's interesting to see someone else try to like brute force it through with a reflect. I never even thought to try to do that.
It's pretty funny. Ah, I can't hit him with it.
I believe I made it so that I don't think you can actually hit him with the reflect, but I think you can reflect his stuff back at him. Oh, there also is a very rare glitch in this boss room, which I've never had happen. I think only once it happened, where he jumped, landed on one of the platforms near the top right, and then he, for some reason, got stuck in a wall and just jumped out of bounds and never came back. And that was the end of it.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I have no idea how that happened, because like I fought him multiple times, and it only happened once ever. But apparently, it is indeed possible for that to happen. He just glitches out, flies out of the boss room, gets stuck in a wall, and then he jumps out of the boss room.
Mega Man Maker is not without its fair share of glitches, let's say.
Yeah. Go up there. Yeah, go up. No. Go up
You're
there.
trying to get him to do it now?
Yeah, come on. It'll be funny.
Oh my gosh.
It would be funny, I just don't know how to get it to happen. Yeah, I remember I was trying to fight him, and then I just remembered he wasn't there anymore, and I was like, wait, where did he go? And I just see like a handful of pixels sticking out the right side. Uh-oh.
Or I guess he'll just kill
Infinite
himself.
combo discovered.
Ah!
Oh!
It's like, haha, gotcha.
He straight up juked you. He thought that you were gonna...
I know.
Yeah.
Alright, hey, come here. Come on.
Oh yeah, I forgot if you move the platform, he'll fall. He doesn't activate them, but if you activate them, then he just does it.
That mode again.
Come on.
Yeah, he's mad.
Come on. He's not even touching it.
You got this.
And dead. And we're
Yeah!
oh,
That was cool.
Oh well.
Maybe next time. I promise I'll make a glitchy stage just for you.
Alright. I remember somebody did one time. They made a stage where you literally had to beat it with glitches.
Really?
Yeah. I don't remember
right.
which one it was, but I do remember somebody made that.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, like a lot of like clipping through walls and stuff like that. Like, it's weird. All right, well here's the one I really didn't want to play, but
Oh, I
do it
don't
anyway.
blame you. All right, you gotta move fast.
smashing it. Oh my god.
Oh.
Why have you done this to me?
You can get out if you want. You don't have to stay
No.
there. Oh, okay.
This is what you done to me.
Ooh.
You would.
Oh, nice.
That was
Oh.
close.
Oh. Whoa!
What was that? Whoa!
Gotti!
You cheater! That's actually really cool. I've never seen anyone do that before.
Oh!
There,
Yes.
there we go. Nice checkpoint.
Might have still been too late for this one. Oh, what the heck? Oh, okay.
oops.
Oh, yeah, okay. I did have that timing correct. Never mind. Gotta go real fast. Okay.
Oh boy, you stuttered there.
Oh, you can do it! You can do it! Ah!
This is not gonna work. Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, this one's tough. Ah!
Ah,
That was cute.
That one takes a lot of precise movement. You gotta land right on that and just stop.
there.
Oh, that was close.
Go!
I'm glad he got that.
Go there, Josh.
Nope.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No! Oh, no.
Yeah, that's probably... Yeah,
No.
this isn't gonna work.
Hold on, I got this. Oh my god.
Oh, what?
There, I do got this.
Wait, that's not how that's supposed to work. Did they change it on me? Because that's not how that happened.
Woo! I cheated
they
it
did
again,
change it.
baby!
Oh, look at you.
I'm just that
Yeah, they
good.
must have updated that because that was timed again so that when you go through, you can't play it safe. You gotta run. Oh, I'll have to update that. I'll find a way to slow instead of a boss door. I'll find another way to slow you down to get the same kind of.
Yeah,
Finding
there's
on
probably something new now you can use.
That was pretty good though. I was really surprised that you managed to clip through the floor. I never
Yeah.
saw that happen before.
It's an old family tactic, passed down generations.
Yeah, from the Uchiha bloodline.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all I've got right now. I had another one that I think
Yeah.
I got rid of. I don't know where the rest of my stages are.
They're awesome. Thanks for sharing them.
Oh, no problem. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed them. I'm gonna log into mine real quick, because those are only the ones that I posted. But I know I have more. I just don't know where they are.
Well,
Yeah,
let's
right.
look at this random level here. Let's give it a look.
And here, side note, bright/not bright, at not having X9 in development yet. Yeah, it's funny. I read that and I interpreted it in a pretty different manner from, I guess, most folks. It's funny because I interpreted it as the famous business response that, okay, we can't talk about anything yet, and and that's where it ends. Because I feel like they didn't necessarily say that they weren't working on it.
Yeah.
Out if they could.
It seems like it's in the point where they're entertaining the idea of a Mega Man X9. But they're not saying yeah, we're doing it. They're just kind of saying huh, maybe X9 would be okay. That's what I'm getting out of this is nothing's confirmed, but
Yeah.
Seems like Capcom's still kind of playing it I feel like they're not gonna know what to think about Mega Man 11 until it sells.
Yeah.
It seems like they're still trying to play it safe with it, and they're not. I feel like they're not gonna know whether they should invest in it, like Mega Man in general, until they've seen whether 11 sells. To me, they're still kind of dubious as to whether Mega Man 11 will do well. That's the impression I'm getting anyway.
yeah, I think that they're optimistic and they're hopeful for it, but I think they are being reserved. They're trying to go into it, lightly.
Right. Of course, we know it's going to sell well.
Yeah, I mean, at least every one of us, we're probably all going to jump right on top of that. But I think that Capcom has been historically conservative about what they're going to do with Mega Man games, unless you count the 90s and early 2000s. Then they were all over it. But I feel like right now, in the current climate of things in like a post X8 world, they're kind of like, we don't really know how Mega Man's gonna do anymore. It's not as guaranteed as it used to be. It's not a fad that we can cash in on as confidently. That's how I feel it anyway.
Yesterday, Ishikawa, someone was asking him on, Hideki Ishikawa, a renowned Mega Man artist.
Oh, yes.
He took to Twitter yesterday. Someone was asking him a question about whether he saw Legends 3 happening down the line. And his response was that, it's probably going to happen under another company. And his reason for saying that was that Capcom is pretty much in his own words, that Capcom is too big now to the point where they don't feel safe with taking risks.
Yeah, I did see that. I do follow him on Twitter as well. I've been asking him a couple of Mega Man Legends lore questions, because I know he's been answering a bunch of those.
Yeah.
So, I think he answered the one I asked about Wily and the boat dock Wily. So that was interesting.
Oh. Yeah,
I've been recording all of those, basically. I'm probably going to be doing a compilation video at some point regarding Legends lore and stuff. Not necessarily like a time skimmer episode, but just like, hey, here's some curiosities that were answered by, Ishikawa. So,
I was going to ask you, actually, if you were keeping tabs on those, because there have been some really interesting revelations.
Oh, yeah. He had some really awesome stuff. Like, whatchamacallit? I remember asking him something like, well, I don't know if it was me, because I think multiple people asked him this question, but I know the one he answered was something about, is Bon like, in a suit, or what is it? And then he answered, like, no, that's his body. He's like that. So I was like,
he responded to that a couple times, actually.
Like, that's pretty, like, fascinating to me. And, like, I always read somewhere, like, that was, like, supposed to be, I think, the intent, and they reused that idea with Hub from Battle Network, where they took someone who was sick as a child and then put them into, like, a robot body or preserved them in some other method. And yeah, I just thought that was fascinating that he finally confirmed, like, yeah, this is how that is. It's interesting to get that validation.
Seriously, I mean, it's crazy just for me to think that Bon was born that way. And
well, yeah,
if he's a baby now in that size, what's he gonna be like when he grows older?
Well, I don't necessarily think that he meant that Bon was born fully formed as a giant bulldozer baby.
Really?
I think I took it to mean that the body that Bon is in is not a suit, but rather a replacement for his original body. Because as I was just saying, the plot line that Bon is kind of playing at is that they wanted the idea of a character, like a child, who was sick and survives through this robot body. And they ended up exploring that because the team that made Legends also went on to make Battle Network. And you could actually see that a lot in their artwork and also in some of their character designs. And they retreaded that plot point. They retreaded that plot point where Lan's brother, spoiler alert if you haven't played this game from 2004, basically his brother was kept alive as a NetNavi. So I think that was like what they were going for. I have a developer quote somewhere explaining that was their intention. So yeah, I don't necessarily think that like the Bon family's mother was just some sort of incredible woman who could give birth to a bulldozer. I think it was more that he was just put into that body. And I think maybe that's also why he's never kind of gotten older, because he's in a robot body and he's not aging. Who knows? There's all sorts of different things that could be implied from this now.
Yeah, seriously. It doesn't help that we don't really have a whole lot to go on regarding the genes of the Carbons.
Yeah, we don't really even know what's going on with that either. Also, I saw that was an excellent death. You ran in, saw an empty gorge, jumped into it expecting something, and then the Yoku blocks decided that they were going to pop up at the worst time just to mock you.
Yeah, that's Yoku blocks for you.
Yoku blocks always sound condescending, in my opinion. Just something about the way they work is just... It's basically just mocking you. What was another thing that he answered? He had some interesting ones. I'm gonna go pull up my folder, actually, that has them.
he's addressed the carbons on, I want to say, like 10 different occasions, and those have always been fascinating to me.
Yeah, because I'm still
It's
trying
hard-
to
it's
figure
hard
out
to
what
not
exactly they are. Like, it's not very clear.
Yeah, not at all. But, like, he was... Okay, oh no, yeah, yesterday he also responded that the carbons had essentially evolved from normal humans.
Yeah, he did say that, but what's interesting about that to me is that he says the carbons evolved from natural humans, which might be true. I think that the carbons are indeed some sort of artificial life, but I think that the Elysium Master System that's basically wiping out Earth and then repopulating the islands and whatnot, I feel like they must have come from somewhere. You know, because the legends are always saying, one day we were just put on the Earth and we had our own culture and history and everything already decided for us. So that leads me to believe that while carbons might be a natural creation of just like the natural evolution of humans and reploids merging, I still think that they're very much artificial beings in the fact that like they can just be put on the planet at any time if they want to.
That's how I've always seen it too.
Yeah. I'm sorry, my bird's being a little talkative. Let's see. Here we go.
Ichikawa's quote so fascinating just because, yeah, I'd always myself been inclined to think that they were mostly artificial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're kind of like the evolution of humanoids from Mega Man ZX, but I think taken to a further degree. In ZX, the impression that I get when I see what the description for humanoids is that it's humans and Reploids kind of merged together, but they're not one being yet. Like there's still very much Reploids and there's still very much humans. It's just that humans can borrow Reploid parts to more or less extend their lifespan. But carbons are special in that they're not borrowing anything from anyone so much as they are one species now, and they can like reproduce independently, and they don't need, you know, any extra work to continue to exist like humanoids did. Like in ZX, if all the Reploids died and no one could build any more Reploids ever, people would just go back to being regular humans from then on. But carbons are special because even if you were to get rid of all the artificial life on the planet, excluding carbons, they would be able to just continue propagating without any assistance. So I think that's like the big step, is like they've replaced the life that used to be on the planet.
Right. Well, that's fascinating. Huh.
Let's see. What did he say here? Did Rockman X become Rock Walnut?
Oh, yeah.
Gigi says Rock Walnut was the greatest irregular hunter in Rockman Dash 2. Gigi, I think, referring to either Geats or Gats. I don't remember which one.
Yeah, that's...
And I think he says there's no clear description. He basically says because Legends takes place a few thousands of years later, it's just kind of like unknown.
I know, it's kind of hard to make it's kind of hard to understand what he's saying sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you have to also think, like, we're saying something in English, he's translating it into Japanese, then he's responding, and then he needs to translate that back into English as well. So it's kind of doubly translated.
Yeah.
That's an awful lot of boss doors you're going through.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't eaten yet. What else did he say? Oh, another interesting thing, which I kind of wanted to bring up to you. I thought this was actually kind of fascinating. Has there ever been concept art for the original Hito units from Rockman Dash? And is Heaven from Rockman Dash separate from the moon? And he said, I don't know what he means by this, but he says, I think it was not about concept art. Maybe he means there wasn't any concept art. And Heaven is not the moon, which I was like so sure that like is he positive? Like, I don't know.
Honestly, that's weird.
Yeah, I was always under the assumption that that meant that like the moon was Elysium. It made sense. There's all this moon imagery in previous Mega Man games and all this talk of orbital elevators going to the moon, and then it turns out the final destination that you would have expected to have been the moon was not the moon at all. It was actually just some artificial thing.
It's almost come to the point. It's almost come to the point where Hideki, like Ishikawa, has become one of those famous commenters in your chat who's just like, you know, bringing something to the table and without any evidence.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to say. So, like, while I find absolutely everything that he's been saying super fascinating, my only concern is how canon can this be considered? Is he speaking... Like, he might be talking about facts that were true while he was working with Capcom, but now that he's not working at Capcom, Capcom can technically change any of that anytime they want. So how much of it is true? Or how much of it can be considered true? I like to think that what he's saying can be basically taken as canon.
He did work on the series at the end of the day.
Yeah, so like that's what I'm gonna call it and say, yeah, this is intended to be canon. As for whether or not it still is, I guess that remains to be seen. That's just all the more incentive for Capcom to, you know, release something and let us know.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Let us know, Capcom. What is it, huh?
Yeah, get on that, Capcom. Come on.
Come on, bro. You gonna let this guy on?
You're gonna let us just make
like, yeah, actually, Mega Man is green the whole time.
Correct anyone?
Like, come on. What's wrong with you guys? Man.
You were both saying really hilarious things, but I couldn't make out what they were because you were talking at the same time.
I'm sorry.
We just want to know the answers. Just want the
That
truth.
was a good song in X5.
One tweet that I was so fascinated by that I brought it to the attention of a translator I know. It was, what did Mega Man Volnut look like
Oh,
in his
I just got to that one.
uniform?
That was one of the questions I had asked him.
Oh, really? Okay, I brought that to the attention of, you guys might know HF from, who makes the Rockman Dash fan comic. That's been going on for a long time now. Awesome guy. He's been a translator in the Mega Man community for a long time now. But I reached out to him with this quote because, frankly, the way it was worded in English was kind of confusing. His response, I mean.
Yeah, there's he answered this question twice. One of them says, "What did Rockman Trigger look like before he became Rock Walnut? Sorry if you were being asked too many questions." And he says, "I do not know either. If it too designed, it would be an inorganic feeling." So I'm guessing he's saying he probably. I imagine he'd probably look a lot like, kind of like how Sarah or Juno looks. Not like Sarah in her human form, but like in her second form. That kind of crazy robotic. He'd probably look like a boss, to be honest. That's what I imagine. And then I asked him as well. I actually had bonus level translate this for me because we wanted to be super thorough and make sure we had an absolutely correct kind of question to ask him. So I translated it in English and also in Japanese for him. It says, I don't have the full quote. Let me see if I have the full question. Oh, there it is. Rockman Gino said, "You are the reporter to Mother. You are Rockman Trigger. I'm very sorry, I didn't recognize your appearance since it's been so late," which is what he said in Japanese, translated to English. I said, he didn't recognize Rockman, so what does he mean by this? Does this previous design exist? And I was hoping to glean that, basically, if this design was ever made, that says to me that, like, the design is out there somewhere, it exists. And if he says, no, the design doesn't exist, it could just mean that, like, okay, they never thought that far ahead. Like, I was trying to, like, see, like, even if he gives me, like, an answer, like, that's not quite straightforward, we can figure something out.
All right. Well, HF, going back to what I was saying about his response to this... No, it's fine, it's fine. That was actually really fascinating, by the way. But yeah, he was saying that, Ishikawa was saying that he guesses Trigger would look mechanical, so I guess like Sarah in her second form, but he really had no idea at the end of the day. I guess that means that there really weren't any designs that existed back then for his Purifier form.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, like, in so many words, what did Mega Man look like when he was working on Elysium?
Right.
Yeah, I imagine it probably looks a little bit similar to Juno in that he's got probably lots of mechanical bits on him. Probably some crazy, like, I'd say, like, some otherworldly kind of style, like, parts. Because, like, Juno doesn't have, like, normal anatomy. Like, almost no one from Elysium has normal-looking anatomy. It's all very strange. So I guess I kind of figured, like, he'd probably have something similar. I wonder if, like, maybe he had some sort of, like, Buster arm, or, like, if it looks similar to the armor that, like, we know him in. Because it seems the armor that he's in right now, which was made by Roll, I guess, is wow, that drill just that drill took you by
I've never
surprise.
seen that door. I'm like, what is this?
It's just very coincidental that Roll would design armor for him that happens to be blue and, you know, happens to look very Mega Man-ish.
Right.
One of the greatest coincidences of all time, I think, at least in the English translation of Mega Man Legends, is that you're called Mega Man from the very beginning, and then Mega Man Juno is like, oh yeah, your real name's Mega Man Trigger, and this comes as like such a shock to Mega Man, even though he's really been called Mega Man the entire time. I know in Japanese it was supposed to be Rock, and therefore it's a much bigger surprise to him and the audience when they call him by a completely different name.
Yeah. You know, going back to, you know, Rock's Elysium form, it's, I also think it's kind of worth considering, okay, because, like, Juno didn't recognize Volnut at first, but he eventually did come to recognize him.
Yes.
So maybe that sort of kind of indicates that he didn't look entirely different from how he looks now when in his Purifier form.
Yes, I like to imagine at least his face was preserved, much like how Juno's face is preserved.
Okay.
So it could be that, like, he recognized his face, but probably not his body. At least that's what I take it to mean. Like, he sees this thing, it clearly looks like a carbon, you know, nothing special about it. But then he gets a closer look at his face, even though Juno never opens his eyes, and he's like, oh, that's you.
Right. I think that's a pretty good theory.
If you like these drill things, by the way, I have a stage that's all about those. I actually have one stage that I did not actually give you the code for.
I went too fast.
Yeah, I think you need to have those things chase you. Oh, that's gonna be tough because you got to keep it on screen. Uh-oh, run away.
Oh yeah, wow, okay. Give it a decent amount of screen time.
Those things disappear from the screen pretty easily. You can just go in back of it too if you don't want to put yourself in danger.
If you want to take that risk. I know.
Yeah, I guess it's like in back of it anyway.
Relatively painless. I always wanted to know how those Metul cannons are invulnerable when they crouch down, because the Metul I understand. You know, the Metul's in a helmet, but that cannon is not any less like invulnerable than when it's standing up. So
the Metul, while it's crouching down, is implementing some kind of protective measure for the
kind of
cannon.
Metul force field.
Maybe just because it felt like it.
Okay, you know, you confirmed
really
everything there, Josh.
Yeah, I should be the lore writer for one of these games. Be like, yeah, you know,
Oh my gosh.
it's kind of happened. It's kind of weird, huh?
Just don't
Hey,
think about it too often.
Actually, on that note, Josh, why don't since Helium's here right now, why don't you elaborate as to your wonderfully enlightening theory about how hot dogs essentially were the root of everything?
Oh, that sounds great. I can't wait to hear this.
I'm trying to remember how that went again.
Well, while you go dig that up, I will be right back. I just need to go grab something. This sounds like it's going to be a fascinating story.
I'm trying to remember which game it was.
Stick it in one of the episodes.
Was it when I was talking about X? Is that what it was?
I honestly don't remember myself.
I kind of remember it. I'm just trying to remember the finer details. Oh, I had to use the water. That's clever. Ah, man, everything does a lot.
That happened.
Okay. So,
Alright.
please do enlighten me.
So-
How do hot dogs relate to Mega Man? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I've seen a single instance that references hot dogs ever in Mega Man. So I really am eager to hear how this works.
Okay, alright. So, I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to remember the finer details, I'm having a bit of trouble doing it, but I'm pretty sure it was mostly based around, like, Mega Man X. So it's like, you know, world peace has finally got achieved, you know, like, all the humans and robot masters get along. This is set in Mega Man, this is regular Mega Man going to Mega Man X, okay? So everything is all nice and good, everybody's getting along, and you know, and then somebody, like, I don't know, Mega Man or somebody, is just like, hey, you know, since we finally have world peace, how about we celebrate? And Dr. Wily's like, that's a good question. How about we have a hot dog eating contest? And so everybody in the entire world, right, goes to have a hot dog eating contest, right? So they all, like, are starting
worldwide hot dog eating contest?
Yeah, they're all having a hot dog eating contest, okay? And everybody's, like, enjoying themselves, but all of a sudden, right, like, everybody, they start choking on the hot dogs, right? And they're like,
oh no,
I don't remember this at all.
No, this is how it happens. This is how it happens. So they start all choking on the hot dogs, and it's like everybody is like dying and like stuff. Like some people, like very little people know how the Heimlich maneuver works. So you got like most people are just choking on these hot dogs and dying, and then like that's how like the world basically ends for like regular classic Mega Man, and all the destruction and ruin from all the people that were eating the hot dogs and choking on them and dying. Like, you know, it went over to Mega Man X. So Mega Man X, he himself is the master of the Heimlich maneuver, just in case something like that ever happens again. So
did you like touch like one of those informative like signs and learn the Heimlich maneuver?
Yeah, it's actually it's actually one of the arm cannons. It's very secretly brought up. He's he's just like, this arm piece will allow you to charge up your special weapons. It'll also make sure you know the Heimlich maneuver, just in case.
What's the charged version of the Heimlich maneuver? Like a German suplex or something?
Yeah. It literally shakes up your insides so you can never choke on anything ever again.
Amazing.
Yep.
Immunity from choking. That's pretty impressive.
Exactly. Oh yeah, you gotta charge it up though. So.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
I gotta say, as someone who studies Mega Man lore, this is flawless. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Yep. It was something like that. I forget exactly what it was, but...
I was gonna say, you were... just, like,
I remember
improvising there.
Well, yeah, I was improvising the first time I made it. That's why I don't remember anything.
Really? It
Okay,
sounded
so
very scripted. It sounds so legit.
Yeah, I'm a very good writer.
Man, that's all we can say.
Oh yeah, sorry. It was hot dogs in the American version. It was actually jelly rice ball donuts.
Jelly rice balls.
In the Rockman version.
Wait, jelly rice balls. Are you saying that you've combined like both versions of the lore?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
What can I say?
It's enough Mega Man lore for one day.
At least hot dog based lore.
Napalm Man is throwing hot dogs at you?
Yep, see? He was the commander of the hot dog war.
It starts.
Yep, this is exactly what it looked like. In the end, when there was only just a couple survivors left. Napalm Man switched his napalms off the hot dogs, which didn't really do a lot of damage, but it caused a lot of mental scarring, so, you know.
Makes sense.
Bad man.
I really like how there's just a lot of stuff going on right now. It's pretty cool.
You were like inches from safety.
Yeah,
Used to it now, right, though, because you played Mega Man X6.
Oh, yeah, my game's pretty good.
I love X6. I especially love how the entire screen is usually covered with like squid monsters.
Yes.
They weren't kidding when they called it the Nightmare.
Not at all.
I gotta wonder, did anyone playtest X6? Like, it has its moments as far as being like a decent game, but
Yeah.
there are certain things where I'm like, this definitely feels like someone finished it in like a couple of seconds. You just weren't thinking.
Come on. Yes.
Oh! Wow, that was close.
Howdy.
Oh.
That was very impressive. I am thoroughly amused. You were like hid in the corner, like I feel like it was a scene from The Shining. You're just cowering in the corner, holding a butcher knife, and Napalm Man's trying to chop the door down.
I've overcome my fear of hot dogs now.
Oh well, that's good. Hot dogs deserve a second chance, humanity.
Yeah.
Let's not repeat our mistakes of the past.
Exactly. So yeah, I think the first time we mentioned the hot dog thing, we mentioned you should do that for like April Fools. The hot dog wars.
I have a couple of things lined up for next April Fools. I'm just not sure which one to do.
Well, if you need Dr. let me know.
Yes.
I'll be like,
I was thinking of
Put them all together.
Yes.
Good question.
I was thinking of perhaps covering the Brazilian Mega Man comic as my next piece of lore.
Oh my gosh.
I figured, you know, that comic is very culturally important, and I thought, you know, we should all talk about it a little bit and just cover that.
That's how I would have described it, yeah. Culturally important.
Yeah.
Culturally important.
EX, exactly.
Did test the game, but they didn't test it with Vanilla X or something.
Yeah, they tested that game very sporadically. Like they're like, well, this thing works, so everything else.
It seems as though they tested it using specific armor.
Yeah.
And only that armor, because it was the one that you could play the best with. Like there are certain stages where if you pick the shadow armor, you're stuck. You just can't do anything.
Like the final level.
Mm-hmm.
You literally can't beat the damn game with them.
It's what's funny to me is that I played that final level, right? And I was like, huh, it's filled with spikes. You know what's immune to spikes? The shadow armor. So I picked that, and I'm like, yeah, this is great. This is a brilliant idea. Look at this. I'm playing smartly. I'm picking an armor that suits the stage. This is a really cool idea. I'm getting so much more use out of this armor than like the Gaia armor ever got, you know, for its immunity to spike gimmick. But then after I got through the stage, there's a part where you need a wall air dash after wall sliding, and you just can't. And that's the end.
And then you have to leave
That's
the level,
it.
do it all again.
Yeah, you have to die or quit or something and start all over again.
So dumb. That made me so mad.
That made me really mad. I was furious when that first happened because it's like all that work was wasted.
I know. It was actually fun going through with the shadow armor, and it's like I feel like they punish you. They're like, haha, that's what you do.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you played Mega Man 1 and you didn't grab the magnet beam, you just have to restart your game.
Yeah. It's dumb.
Oh well, now I have Mega Maker, where no one ever makes unbeatable stages.
Yeah, I try. I have no idea where to go. This level's based off Kid Icarus, and I can tell just by these level layouts, but I have no idea where to go.
It looks kind of like it's a labyrinth, like you need to figure out where to go.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is, but...
It seems like there's a lot of repeating rooms.
Yeah,
and I'm guessing that you need to figure out which ones to go in.
Yeah, no, this is pretty faithful. I mean, I haven't played like a lot of them or anything, but I can tell that it's like a Kid Icarus level. Okay, that's.
I kind of like the idea of a stage, kind of like the Lost Forest or whatever it is from Zelda, where it's just the same room over and over again, but you have to go in the correct pattern. That's kind of interesting. That's a new room.
Hey, what's up, Orion? Nice to have you on board.
Hey.
Let's see. Is this the way to go? Oh, here we go.
Oh, look at that! Hey, you got yourself a checkpoint.
Did I make it? Am I done? No.
You did something.
Okay, well here. There's some jumps I can't make, so it's probably...
That'll probably be useful.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna fool you and put like the rooms that you need to slide through.
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna get X6 over here right now. Oh.
Whoa. I don't like that boss. He like sneezes on you and it's annoying.
Yeah. I'll just keep doing this.
Yeah, actually, that seems like it's pretty effective.
Oh, this is from... Oh, base can't double jump in this one. Cool. They thought of everything.
Man, so what's even the point then?
I don't know, his gun. Ah!
His gun. Base is like, I don't need a double jump, I'll just shoot at all my problems.
Yeah, I'll just go like this.
Well, he'll aim his buster at the floor and then propel himself upwards.
Should be able to do that.
That'd be cool, like a buster rocket jump.
Yeah. You can do that in that 20XX game with the special weapon.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that game's pretty fun. No, not this way. Okay. I'm gonna go back up the
Bonus
way I
level
came
do some
here.
artwork for that game?
Yes, bonus level did the current cover art for that game.
Oh, nice.
It's been updated from the old one, and they also did.
New one looks
She also did the intro cutscene.
looks pretty good too. I have no idea where to go.
Whoa, those guys just denied you. Okay.
There, dead. Oh, found the
Oh, no!
Haha.
Oh
And
no!
dead.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna give up on this one. I have no idea where to go. It's too
Yeah, that
ridiculous
one's starting to
for
look like
me.
it's getting a little confusing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's fine if I played the game, but yeah. Oh, and
An error of an unspecified type.
let's get another one on here. There we go, -3. Looks
Sounds like it'll be fun.
Mario
Lord of the Rings?
Yep.
Okay, I'd like to see how this works.
I better have the ring weapon, or I'm gonna.
How
cancel this
faithful?
level.
You know what it is? I would love it if it was just like a walking stage. You just walk really far to the right.
Yeah, I just want you to be faithful to the book, where it's just a bunch of text. That's all I want to see.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Oh, just one jump. And no ring. All right, and banned. Come on. Come on, man.
There should be Ringman's weapon here, but...
Yeah.
Infinity.
But yeah, wait a minute. They didn't give you Ringman's weapon. What?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Maybe you'll. Oh, you know what? I bet you'll probably pick it up along the way.
I hope so.
I was hoping that too.
I hope so too, because that sounds like it'd be great.
I gotta feel this in the right way. All right, oh, man, there I go.
Some nice hitbox
Always
protection on
happens.
this.
Classic spikes. Yeah, I love dying from the sides of the spikes. That's my favorite thing.
And I know you're touching the non-sharp end. That's
I
the
know.
most deadly part.
Seriously, I hope they do something about that Mega Man 11. It's in the later Mega Man X games, like dying from that is the most annoying thing. Well, mostly because of X6, because there's a million spikes in Blade's Palace. But
Oh, I know. I always liked how in Sonic you can touch the
Yeah.
sides of the spikes.
exactly.
Like that made sense to me. It's like, yeah, it's not gonna kill you. Like, why would it?
And Mega Man's just so allergic to spikes, he can't even come contact with the side that won't even kill him.
Yeah, he just touches them and then he just freaks out.
He's just like, oh!
Maybe they have like some sort of like static electricity on them that just shorts them out.
Sure, why not?
I just realized something. Why didn't they give you don't they have Slash Man's weapon in this version of Mega Maker?
Yeah.
Because you could have used that as like a replacement for a sword.
Am I dead right now?
What the heck?
Why would you make this?
Oh, embarrassing.
Well, I guess I'm doing this.
Well, alrighty. That's like the pit in Sonic 2, remember? Mystic
but at
Caves,
least he
the
can
pit of
die.
shame. Yeah, at least there you can die. Here, it's just kind of like, nope.
Sorry, lol.
Where are you going? Whoa!
Oh,
I
that's
don't
taking you
know
somewhere.
what's going on.
That was a trip.
Get out of here.
That guy just... Wow, look at them. That guy straight up pooped.
Oh, okay.
I give this stage props for, at the very least, being multi-layered, and you can seamlessly fall from one end to the other.
Yeah.
And like there's like a whole cave beneath you doing stuff. That's kind of cool. Whoa. Well, they're gone. Why would you break those platforms?
I don't know. Maybe put that there so face more thinking when you enter the room.
You got rid of them.
I mean,
It's one way or another.
one way of doing it.
This is-
Oh, watch out.
Oh man.
That health next to the ledge made me nervous.
Oh my god.
I'm always scared that when you touch health near ledges, it's gonna glitch you out and move you.
Oh.
Oh, believe me. Oh, that was fun.
Wow.
Believe me, you don't know the true fear of those health drops unless you're a speedrunner.
Ugh, for real. I always laughed at the idea of extra lives in this game because what do they do?
Well, there's a new thing now where they actually do matter.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, because like in Mario Maker, you know how there's like the 100 Mario challenge?
Yeah.
They kind of implemented that into this game, so
Oh, okay.
yeah. If there's
It would have
lives,
been neat if you could set a lives limit in a stage. So this way, like, there is a point to grabbing an extra. Wow.
Okay, well I guess I'm dead. There's the pit from Sonic 2. Oh, really? Again with this? Come on. Oh wow, look at all these.
Amazing. What are all those there for?
I don't know.
Are you fighting Sauron now? Is that what this is supposed to be representative of?
I don't know. I don't even get a ring.
How could you not put Ringman's weapon here? I was
I mean, so
thinking, like,
technically
maybe
Sauron doesn't have a
here...
reason to pursue you.
Yeah. Is that it?
I guess. What even was that?
What there should have been was, like, a pit or something, and there's, like, a block that has, like, a Ringman weapon on it, so you need to shoot the block to destroy it, and then it would reveal, like, the victory ball, so you could touch it and end the stage.
Yeah,
Something
the
like
weapon's
that.
not even here at all. What a ripoff! I'm suing this guy.
0 out of 10. Will not play again.
Williams boss says he's got a level or something we might be interested in. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, let me read off to you the. I don't know if it's any good, so just give me a break. I was another experimental stage trying to see what I can do with the engine. This one I wanted to feel kind of like an action movie stage. You're escaping out of an exploding plane. Give me one sec. I don't know why, but it logged me out, and I got to get back in so I can see the code.
Yeah, it'll do that.
My profile, my levels. All right, you ready for the ID?
Yep.
203669.
Uh-oh, -1. Somebody.
Oh,
didn't
that's
like
it.
this
That's
one.
it. Forget it.
Alright, this one I got to delete it.
Review
after this.
over. The stage is terrible. Please don't play it.
7.8 out of 10. Too much Mega Man. Planes, trains, and automobiles. Is John Candy gonna be in this level?
Maybe.
Come on.
That was a
put
great
him-
movie.
Put him in. That movie is pretty funny.
Seriously.
in trouble. Well, yeah, William, if you got your level codes, feel free to put them. Okay.
Nice.
I'll
So
let you go first.
apparently, Violence Boss is saying here, lab to make a series in Mega Maker, making a Mega Man game in Mega Maker. Each Robot Master and Fortress stage will be made by a different user.
Oh,
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Oh. I just caught up on the stream. I just saw what happened. Oh, that was close.
Ah, I didn't even know I could break them.
Yeah, you can destroy them, but I hate there's stages that you shouldn't break them, and it just ruins you when you do.
Yeah.
There's the train.
There's the train.
Yeah. We were off the plane. Stayed in Maine. What the heck?
Automobiles yet?
I believe that's the end.
We're getting there.
Curious to see what they do with that.
I could probably do something better now, depending on what things they've added, but this is the current state of things, so
Okay.
it's pretty alright. I think it could be better, but I couldn't think of too much to do with the tools available.
Okay, I want to ask.
Well, there's a
everybody
lot there in Mega Man Maker right now. Like, I say this like pretty much every time we play Mega Man Maker, but huge props to Wrecking Progs for consistently updating this game with such great things.
Oh, for sure. All the time, there's always something cool being added.
Absolutely, yeah. And you know, that takes time, that takes effort. So, major props to that developer. I don't think I'd be able to be as active as he is if I were, you know, doing this.
Nailed it.
Powering through.
Oh, you're skipping the key, huh?
Who needs keys?
Who needs keys?
Yeah, who needs keys? Alright, so I want to ask
Your way
everybody
through,
here
is
a
that right?
very important question, okay?
What's that?
Alright. Oh, you need basically. Alright. What do you guys think is worse? We're going back to Mega Man X.
Okay.
What do you think is worse? The voice acting in X4 or the voice acting in X7?
X7.
Define worse.
Just I don't know, whatever you think is worse.
I'm gonna say X4 because I frankly love the heck out of the voice acting in X7. It's so... oh, it's so bad it's good. X4, I feel like they're trying, and the very fact that they're trying makes it less funny.
Yeah, like, I think that's true. Like, X4, I actually like the voice acting in X4 as far as, like, them... There's an effort being made there, I think. But in X7, even though I guess you could say there's an effort, I just felt the voices were so hilariously inappropriate that I just didn't like it. I actually thought the ones... I mean, I guess you could say that about X4, but
Yeah.
something about, like, Zero's, like Smoker's cough voice was just so weird to me, and Cygnus being devoid of all emotion was just like, come on, Cygnus, you can do better than that.
I was kind of surprised everybody was like, oh yeah, X7 is the worst. I was like, I guess it is, but I don't know. X4 is pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm not saying X4 is good by any means, but I am saying I think it's better. Like,
Yeah.
X7 had competent voice acting, but it was boring voice acting. At least in X... Like, no one's quoting X7, except for maybe Axel. but
No,
everyone
people
quotes
quote
X4 because it's memorable.
There's
I always
one-
found that interesting, actually, because there are a lot of quotable lines in X7.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah, if you look for them, they're there, but I feel like X4 is the one that took off, and it was just like, I guess because of how over the top the voice acting was.
Yeah.
If you let a magnet grab you, you can get up to those top platforms and avoid a lot of this mess.
I don't believe in those platforms.
You're just gonna power through.
Yeah.
You're gonna go straight into head-on
I'm
traffic.
gonna Mega Man power it up. That's what I do.
But are you fully charged?
Oh, I'm fully charged. Look at that, see? Boom.
That was a nice magnet dodge. I wasn't expecting that. That was
That's
pretty
it.
good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I hate Mega Man's voice in X4. He's just a girl.
Yeah,
just the
it's
same
because
called
there's
as Mega Man?
the same person from Mega Man
Yeah.
8 to do him.
Absolutely, it's the same person.
Because that's
Yeah,
just like, Zero, what if we fight? I bet they did communication. Stop messaging me right now. That's Zero. That's...
What I thought was oh, I forgot you have Rush Wheel for this stage. What I always thought was funny is to counter the bad voice acting in Mega Man X4 is they're like, oh, X sounds like a girl. I'm like, okay, but did you ever play Mega Man X1 and get the Hadoken? I mean, it's pretty much the same voice.
Pretty much.
Ooh. He is a very angry train. He's just such an angry little boy. He's like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna stomp right after you. I don't like you, Mega Man. Look at that, he blew his stack. He's pissed now. He's so mad.
No.
Didn't you pick up an
Oh,
E-Tag
dear.
at some point? Oh, you got it. You don't even need it. Who cares?
What if I touch that thing?
I don't know.
It's looking pretty tempting.
Can you do it?
No.
Oh, never mind. We're discovering all sorts of new things.
Yeah. Here, you know what? Let me. There you
Yay!
go. Now it's art.
Now it just looks like 7 people didn't have an opinion.
There you go. Alright, let's do one more, I guess. The level, perfect. That sounds
level.
That sounds like a good one to land.
I'm already intrigued. I'm
Yep,
curious to see
Here we
what's
go,
gonna happen.
baby. This is it.
I'm enraptured.
Oh no.
The level.
I already don't like this. Thunder beam. Oh, yep, cool. Gotta love it.
What? I gotta see that again on the stream. You didn't even touch it. Wow. I don't like those platforms. Those give me
neither.
anxiety. With the spikes on the side.
That's like just X6 right there. That's what that game is in a nutshell.
My favorite moment from X8 is the part of the moon base with it's like a room filled with spikes. And I just remember I had a character who was at low health from the previous parts of the stage. You walk in, I just kind of stared at the spikes for a couple of seconds, and switched over to Zero. And Axel's just like, your turn! Or no, maybe it was Zero who said that. It was just like, so beautiful. It's like, I'm not
Remember
gonna
that
mess
part.
with this.
Yeah, that's great stuff.
Like, just the coincidental in-game voice clips are just perfect comedic timing. Look at that. Metal Man's employing some of that reflector technique, where if he uses his B move, he can hover in the air for a split frame. I wonder if you could program the AI to shoot faster, how long he'd hover there.
If you get close to him, he shoots a lot faster. Somebody did a thing where they put like Metal Man in a box, and like the closer you got to him, the more like he went into panic mode, and he would just be like fidgeting.
Get away, get away, get away, get away, get away!
Yeah.
Don't touch me!
I can probably like recreate it. It was pretty funny looking.
That's great. I missed the glitch where you could put multiple bosses in a stage. I thought that was cool.
Oh yeah, I remember somebody did that. I was just.
We fixed that pretty early, but I wish that would become a feature of some kind.
There was like 10 of them in there, and he's just like, "Here, play this cool level," and I'm like, "Okay." And then, yeah, I can't remember if we beat it or not. I think so. But...
That sounds great.
Let's see.
It kind of reminds me of I've been playing some Mega Man X Randomizer on some of my streams, and there's a version of the game that you can play called like Double Vision, and it basically gives you 2 bosses at the same time. It's pretty cool, but the only problem that I have with it is that if you beat one of the bosses, it just ends the stage. And I kind of wish that I was able to... I was kind of hoping that I could actually have to defeat both. But I mean, it's still kind of interesting to see like twice as many projectiles on the screen. It just becomes nearly unplayable. X Randomizer is a lot of fun. If you ever get a chance to play that, you guys should give it a shot. I think you get some really hilarious moments. Like I had a charge shot that was really powerful, but moved at like, I don't know, like 3 pixels every second. Like it was really slow. Like I could run faster than the charge shot. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know he did that.
Yeah. Because he's the closer you get to him or whatever, he's programmed to jump more, right? So when you get that close to him and he can't go anywhere. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But the way they set up the room was really funny. It was like
he just threw one extra one backwards, like just to spite you.
Yeah, like the way they had him like up here on the top. And the floor was like there. And there was like some platforms to get up or something.
Saying someone needs to switch to decaf.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the only way to hit him is to get up there?
Well, no, they didn't have it like that, but it was just like funny. I have to remember now. It was like a lot more gradual. Like the closer you got to him, he's like, no, 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 no. I have to remember it was one of the earlier streams. I don't know. It was funny.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we can go ahead and wrap it up here today. Do we have any fun and exciting news to share?
Not at the moment, but there's a lot happening in the world of Mega Man right now, and more continues to happen as we draw closer to the release date of Mega Man 11. A few days ago, it might have even been yesterday, a new Robot Master was revealed. Not that I was happy to hear about it because I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but anyway.
Me too. Yeah.
It's all part of that hype. Gotta build it up.
Yeah, seriously. I want to go back to that time when every Mega Man game I would play was an entirely new experience.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I've been doing with my
people want their instant gratification, you know?
It's understandable, but man, doesn't make it very nice for people like me who are trying to go into the game blind.
So the way you do that is to just leave the Mega Man community for a while and then wait for the game to come out?
Well, and not just even the Mega Man community, but like social media itself, because everyone's talking about games these days.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of...
Coming harder and harder, you know?
Totally. But hey, I guess just gotta deal with those things. But yeah, anyway, for those of you who are interested, that happened. New Robot Master revealed. And a couple other things as well, I think. There's a lot happening in the world of Mega Man right now, so... I'm trying to avoid a lot of the spoilers for 11, so if you guys are interested in that kind of thing, head to Rockman Corner, Mega Man Network, or any site like that. I'm sure Gilliam's even talking about this kind of stuff too. In his own,
a little bit on my channel for sure.
Take the opportunity.
I didn't even get it. I thought it was gonna fall down.
I did too.
I just saw that smiley face. That's good.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, to promote Gilliam's channel here. On YouTube, he has a fantastic channel focused on Mega Man lore, and it's always a huge, very insightful experience to go into there and look at the videos he's put together. So check him out. He's at Reploid.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I
Yeah,
really appreciate
seriously.
that. You guys are really awesome, and I'm happy that I could, be part of the stream and do this kind of stuff. So, thank you for talking about my channel. It means a lot to me. I'm glad that you guys enjoy it. It's really surreal to me because my channel kind of exploded in a very short amount of time. So I'm not quite sure how to feel about it. But I'm super glad
I want to
it's
say,
happening.
by the way, that I was so happy for you when your channel did explode, because that you were putting up some extremely great content, and it wasn't getting a whole lot of views for a while there.
Yeah,
Like,
it was kind of on like the down low, and then all of a sudden I did I'm kind of ashamed to say it, but I did like one tiny clickbaity title, and that seemed to be like the spark that lit the keg, and all of a sudden everyone was like, "Oh, hey, look at this guy!"
That's what it takes, baby.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so
I owe that to my Who Is series, which I am still working on, by the way. If anyone's watching my channel, Who Is still happening. I'm sorry that I've been slow, but it's coming out. I have a new video coming out. Sorry that I've been kind of lackadaisical about it. I've just had a lot going on in my life, but I'm getting it all together.
hopefully that works out.
Mm-hmm.
With us as well. Nice to have you on board here.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually got a split, so this was like perfect timing for the stream to kind of wrap things up. So I'm going to go ahead and leave everything back in your guys' capable hands. Thank you for having me. And, I'll talk to you guys on the flip side. Take it easy, okay?
See ya.
Or catch you later, and good luck in all your pursuits.
Thank you, sir. Take it easy.
Bye.
And with that, I think we'll be wrapping up here too. So, anything you want to say, Josh, before we split?
Yeah, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate just recently came out last Tuesday on the Switch, and that has some Mega Man costumes in there and content as well, so it's pretty cool stuff in there. You got like you can get like Mega Man poses for your cat and stuff, so if you played Monster Hunter before and you wanted to play it again on the Switch, I'd highly recommend it. I'm re-addicted to it. I'm a Prowler main, so like I can main Mega Man essentially. So
Nice.
Anything
And here
else?
too that he's doing in live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
So if any of you folks were not satisfied enough with our Mega Man stream, you can go over to his channel and get the satisfy your craving.
And Gilliam/Twitch/ the guy that was just with us posted his YouTube link right there, so you can go check it out.
Sweet, sweet. Okay, and we will join Gilliam then in saying "Legends never die" and.
Yeah.
Wishing you guys a very wonderful weekend. So, yeah, till next time, folks, keep fighting the good fight, and legends never die.
Legends never die. Have a good holiday weekend, everybody.
Yes, that too.
Alright, bye-bye.